And isn't it our turn now? Won't our alliance with Thrawn finally bring us into power?
Hello there. This is Darth Christensen, and welcome to another Star Wars video. So I've been recently reading through the Darth Revan Heaven book because I just got finished reading Plagueis and I was intrigued to read more, study up more on Sith Lords of the Old Republic since I'm a sucker for Sith lore, and this is a pretty good book. This is a pretty good book because it's an immediate sequel to Knights of the Old Republic, and I explore Revan dealing with some of his trauma from his memories being erased by the Jedi Council, and he's trying to look for her Mandalore, the Greyhate's mask that he buried somewhere after he killed Mandalore the Ultimate in the Grey Mandalorian Wars. And Revan's easily one of my favorite characters in Star Wars because he reminds me a lot of Anakin and Skywalker, but in the Old Republic era, which is what this video is going to be about. And don't worry, guys, don't worry. I'm definitely going to read the Darth Bane books soon. I just need to finish up Revan. I'm halfway done with it. But yeah, you guys don't have nothing. You guys don't have shit to worry about. How I'll read Bane soon enough. But today, I wanted to talk about something that's come across my mind ever since I have been reading through Revan and then studying him and really he's getting to know Revan's character. Because obviously, I know quite a lot about Revan's character because I have played Knights of the Old Republic and all that. But especially after reading this book, this thought has come across my mind and for a while. Revan is very, very, very similar to Anakin Skywalker, and I'll explain why. So first of all, there's the most obvious similarities that both Anakin and Revan were Jedi Knights who fell to the dark side, right? But then they came back to the light side. After being redeemed, and both under different circumstances, obviously, because Anakin fell to the dark side because he did it in order to save his wife Padme from being turned from certain death, or that's when Palpatine tricked him into believing, and then he betrayed the entire Jedi Order. For it. But then obviously Luke Skywalker saw his son Luke saw how the good in Anakin, and that's how he came back to the light side by killing Palpatine for good. But Revan on the other hand, and was seduced by Emperor Vitiate, kind of in a similar way that Anakin was, but a bit more her strenuous than you think. But Revan, but ironically, it was his Bastila Shan who Revan was in love with, had captured Revan, and the Jedi Council erased Revan's memories, and he found clarity in the Force, and then he turned back to the light side. Another glaring similarity that I pointed out is that Revan was very much in love with Bastila Shan, and the same way Anakin was in love with Padme. And I noticed while I was reading through the book, there's this point in the book where Bastila tells Revan that she's pregnant, and that immediately reminded me of Padme telling Anakin that she's pregnant in Revenge of the Sith. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Satele Shan is Revan and Bastila's daughter or their descendant. I don't know, no, I forgot, but she became a Jedi the same way Anakin and son Luke Skywalker became a Jedi. So that was one of the similarities I noticed. And then the more I really think about it is that Revan and Malak are kind of like a darker or twisted version of Anakin and Obi-Wan. But at this time, Anakin betrayed Obi-Wan and for her evil causes, obviously because he thought he was trying to turn Padme against him. But Kenobi didn't deserve to suffer through all the shit that happened to him. Neither did Anakin, because he was a victim. He was just a shield dude who wanted to save his life. But Revan and Malak was Revan's apprentice, and he helped create a Sith empire along with him. And after her Revan turned back to the light side, he fought Darth Malak and cut off his jaw, and then killed Malak and then destroyed the Star Forge. So there's quite a big difference between Anakin and Revan in terms of their relationships to Obi-Wan and Malak. But I still thought that they looked pretty similar. And also, there's this one mission in Knights of the Old Republic where you go to Tatooine and kill sand people. Yeah, that immediately reminded me of Anakin killing not just the men, but the women and the children too. But yeah, those were all the main similarities that I noticed between Anakin and Revan, because Anakin and Revan are easily two of my favorite characters in Star Wars because they represent how a fallen angel can come back to the light side, even after all the atrocities they committed. But Both Anakin and Revan were victims, but they were also quite different. One fought in the Clone Wars, one fought in the Mandalorian Wars. One fell to the dark side because to save his loved ones, and the other fell to the dark side because he was tricked. Kind of like how Anakin was tricked by Palpatine. But here's a question that has been dawning. Here's another question that has been dawning on my mind related to both of them. If Anakin were to go through the world between worlds, and if he were to travel back to the Old Republic era, and he would or to fight Darth Revan in a huge lightsaber duel, who would win? That's a question I want you guys to answer in the comments down below. Who would win between Anakin and Revan? That would be a super fucking cool duel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this lore video about how we breaking down Revan and how similar he is to Anakin and all that. Have a good rest of your day. May the Force be with you.
Yes,
always.
The one we've been looking for.
How do you know this?
He knows the ways of the Force. He's been trained to use the dark side.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.